Ruby Tuason's testimony of the multi-billion peso PDAF scam before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee was dubbed a slam dunk in uncovering the truth. What was that dunk that proves that some of the incumbent senators charged are of the crime of plunder? And joining us tonight live on the phone is Attorney Dennis Manalo, the lawyer of Miss Ruby Tuason. Good evening, sir, and welcome to NewsLife.
Yeah, good evening to you and to your viewers as well.
Attorney, was there any hesitation by Miss Ruby Tuason to appear before the Senate this morning?
None at all. She understood what she had to do if she applied for the witness protection program, and one of the requirements of that law is to testify before the appropriate agencies, and she is complying with all the requirements.
Now, so were there any attempts of trying to prevent her from going to the Senate today?
To prevent her? None at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, so we know that this is an unfolding telenovela. Now, what is the most significant revelation that confirmed and linked Senators Juan Ponce Enrile and Senator Jinggoy Estrada to the PDAF scam?
I think the word of the day is personal delivery. That's the key word that I think Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago could not have emphasized any better.
Now, sir, in exchange for her services to Ms. Napoles and the staff of Senators Enrile and Estrada, now, how much did she actually receive as commissions? And where has this been deposited, and how is she going to pay this back as she has told the Senate?
I think her statement is quite clear that she gave an estimated figure of her commissions to be at about 40 million. Mm-hmm. And she was also quite candid in disclosing that she will pay back the government from the proceeds of the sale of her house. She has to dispose her assets in the Philippines just to be able to do that.
Now, Attorney, do we see that is her life in danger? And did she ever relate to you after the hearing that what was going through her mind during the hearing about her family and her friendships with the Estradas and the Enriles, or even the country, the Filipino people?
I think the fact that she is under full coverage security by the of Justice through the Witness Protection Program speaks for itself about the threats to her. Now, second is on her decision to move forward. I think the situation for Mrs. Tuason is that she has a heavy heart doing all these things. You have to remember that she is a close friend of the people she is implicating, and that's something that's difficult to do.
Now, what made her reveal what she has been revealing this morning?
I think the bottom line here is that her issue is simply a bothered conscience. That's all. That's all where it starts, and that's her pure motivation.
Now, so from what we have heard during her testimony during the Senate hearing this morning, is this it, or will she be revealing more?
I think I've explained as much as I could and tried to make a lot of people understand that what she reveals is really dependent on the type of questions that are asked. Every time that there will be she will be subjected to questioning, she has responded to the questions as truthful as she could. And today, in the Senate, she made additional revelations, and all these things arise from the quality and the intensity of the probative questions that are asked of her.
Well, there is a written affidavit, a sworn statement. Is there more on this than what was heard during the Senate hearing this morning?
Oh, yes. Since the time that affidavit was made and up to this time, a lot of new matters have already arose. From the time that she has been additionally investigated by the National Bureau of Investigation, to the time that she has been subjected to clarificatory questioning by the NBI and by the Ombudsman, and up to today by the Senate, there are new things that keep on coming up.
So now, from what she has revealed in her affidavit and during the Senate hearing, now, what are the conditions being imposed by the Justice Department for her to be considered as a state witness? There are some camps saying that maybe her testimony is not enough. Even Senator Trillanes said something about this.
I don't think Senator Miriam Santiago will agree to that observation.
So you think it's enough for her to be considered as a state witness?
I think so. As far as I'm concerned, I made that application for her based on her sworn statement, and it's my opinion that she already complies with all the requirements. In so far as the Department of Justice is concerned, they already gave her the nod. This was affirmed today by Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. I think it's just a matter of appreciating the legal implication of her testimony.
Now, sir, will her testimony, do you think it's strong enough to send those charged to jail?
That's not for me to say. I know that it's enough for my client to be admitted as a state witness, but for sending other people to jail, I guess that's something that the Ombudsman would have to analyze, and probably later on the Sandigan Bayan. That's not for me to say.
Now, sir, after today, after the Senate hearing this morning, what are the next steps? What kind of advice are you giving Ms. Ruby Tuason on the next steps on what she will do now?
It's a continuing investigation, so she will still be subjected to further inquiry by the National Bureau of Investigation, as well as the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice. So until she hurdles all these inquiries, she just has to keep on providing as much information as she could possibly can.
How is she being secured right now? Is her life in danger? Are you receiving any, let's say, threats to her life because of this?
All these matters are, to me, indicative from the fact that she is subject to full security coverage by the Witness Protection Division of the DOJ. For you to be under full coverage, it means that they consider you to be at a high security risk. So I guess we take it from that.
And sir, and finally, sir, after this morning's Senate hearing with what Ms. Ruby Tuason has revealed to the Senate and to the Filipino people, did she talk to you regarding how she felt after she spoke out into the open for the first time?
Well, she felt relieved that she has finally been able to have an audience with her countrymen, and she was longing to do that for quite some time. She is praying that all these things will be seen in its proper perspective by the people.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much for joining us here tonight at NewsLife. That was Attorney Dennis Manalo, lawyer of Ms. Ruby Tuason. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good night.